I give you an example. We just went for a Diwali party now to Manish Malhotra's, and everybody there, we could tell they were all coming up to us, congratulating us. You could tell that they enjoyed the show. They were invested in the show. They were talking about scenes.
Yes, there's always guilt. I mean, for a mom, I didn't want to split up my family. That's not something. You don't get married to get divorced, and then you want to stay a family. But life happens, and then, as a mom, you do have that guilt, and navigating through that, as long as your priorities are in the right place, um, your kids do understand.
I am not so sensitive as I was in season 1. I'm not taking myself so seriously like I was. So there's been a huge personality and character growth in me. And, with you saying this, I realize it's for the better. So it's great.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
I must tell you that, you guys are not just being talked about in India, but here in the US as well. And, all of my friends are, only asking about you guys. And I'm not just saying it for the sake of it, but trust me, they're like, have you watched the show? Tell us about how it is. Our weekends are sorted. We'll binge watch the show. Everybody's so excited. Tell me, what is the best reactions you have got so far, and who did it come from? I'll start with Maheep. With you, Maheep.
It's not the best reaction. It's just how, like, I give you an example. We just went for a Diwali party now to Manish Malhotra's, and everybody there, we could tell they were all coming up to us, congratulating us. You could tell that they enjoyed the show. They were invested in the show. They were talking about scenes. So that I find very overwhelming also, because they're from the same fraternity, and so many talented mega people who were coming up to us. And I thought that was very overwhelming and very humbling, and very, very nice to get that feedback from from the fraternity.
Right. Bhavna?
I think I would have a very similar answer to what Maheep has said, because four of us, we were together at this party, and we felt the love. We felt everyone came up to us and told us how much they were enjoying the show. And also I've had a lot of people, Chunky's promoting a film of his, so he's been going out and meeting people. I've had Ananya's team come over, and right now they're like all sitting with me and excited and wanting to know about the show. They want to know how much of it is real still. And I'm like, for the last 3 seasons, we've been saying the same thing, that everything is real and everything is organic. So I think, as Maheep said, we're totally overwhelmed and so humbled with all the love and the kind of reaction we're getting. And even on social media, it's just been amazing.
Right. Seema?
I think they've said it all. To be honest, it's very, very overwhelming, and you feel really blessed and grateful. And sometimes I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop, because I'm like, what have I done? What have we done? We've just been ourselves. So, and they kind of acknowledge that, where we've reached. And, when you reality is not easy to do, right? You put your lives out there, but at the end of the day, with this kind of love, I can just say it's totally worth it. When you see that, you feel truly like blessed, grateful, and I mean, it's another feeling altogether. I've just been, the feeling, the love, and there's so much love coming our way for just being ourselves. It's truly humbling.
Yeah. Guys, like Seema said, that doing a reality show is not easy, because you're putting yourself out there for public to judge your life, Tell me, did you guys ever get any kind of pushback from any of your family members or friends that, why do you guys doing this? And why do you guys putting yourself for people to, to judge you and to discuss you? Did you guys get any kind of pushback? Seema?
Not at all. I've never got pushback for doing the show. But yeah, my mother's constantly worried that, I hope, what have you said? What are you wearing? Don't use too much of bad language, that kind of stuff. But other than that, being myself and being real, I think I'm in my house, I've always been encouraged just to be myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Maheep?
Yeah, no, honestly, no pushback. I mean, that boat had sailed once we were on season one, quite frankly. We knew the game. We knew that we were going to be up for judgment. We knew, because we're putting our families, our children, and you see, people don't understand how damn unnerving it is. It is very unnerving to be misunderstood. Because you're seeing 45 minutes each episode. So to be misunderstood is not a nice feeling. And like Neelam had mentioned before, that it's probably easier being in a film actress because you're playing a character. Here we're judged for us as people, as personalities, so forget the feedback from everyone else. I'm telling you, I feel that we are very hard on ourselves because we don't want to come across as a raging bitches, so to speak. But here we are, season 3.
Right. Bhavna, my God, you were a blast to watch this season. I feel like in the last 2 seasons, you were a bit like holding yourself back somewhere. I think, you were not very open. And I feel in this season, we saw you like having fun and embracing the fun and how. Tell me, did something shift for you this season, or was it also your equation with Maheep, how it has changed, and you guys also sort of, sorted out your differences in the last season? So, what was it different this season for you, Bhavna?
So I think, I've been saying it that for me, these 3 seasons, besides my professional growth, has been a huge personal growth for me. I was very conscious in season 1. I was very affected and I kept thinking and overthinking that what are people going to say and how are they going to react? And I was very nervous. But, when season 1 did so well and we got so much love for it, it gave me more confidence. And of course, it's actually been amazing because we've actually solved our real issues through the 3 seasons. Strangely, but it's happened on camera. You never expect something like this to happen on camera, but it has. And with Maheep, of course, in season 2, we cleared whatever misunderstanding we had. And, even with Seema and Neelam, I mean, there's been a huge growth in my friendships, in my way of thinking. I am not so sensitive as I was in season 1. I'm not taking myself so seriously like I was. So there's been a huge personality and character growth in me. And, with you saying this, I realize it's for the better. So it's great.
Yeah. Maheep and Seema, we saw you guys getting vulnerable this time. Seema, especially you pretty much got emotional when you had this discussion with Nirvan about, moving on in your life. Do you feel, Seema, being a woman and a mother, there's often this, guilt tied to sort of moving forward? And tell me, how has this show and the response, helped you in that process of moving on in life?
So here's the thing, of course, you first and foremost, to any woman, your children come first, to any mother. Your children, for me, I've always maintained my children are a priority. And, taking a step to move on is a very big step because it's not just you alone. Your children come with you, and how they feel and how they take that. So there is a lot of, initially guilt, but I like to address things with my kids and be very honest with them. And sometimes what happens is on the show, like whether it's my vulnerability with Nirvan or it's my vulnerability with Maheep, sometimes you don't sometimes when you're talking in person, or when if I have a conversation with Nirvan in person, but when you actually see the scene, I think somewhere it you kind of absorb it better. And I've noticed that even with my son from the last season to this season, like when he watches his scene, he kind of digests it and takes it in, even though he's had that conversation with me in real time, to watch it, because when you're watching it, you're actually seeing every expression, and the camera picks up everything. You cannot lie to a camera, and that kind of emotion, when you actually watch it, resonates with you much more than when you're having it on a one-on-one. So where the guilt factor is concerned, yes, there's always guilt. I mean, for a mom, I didn't want to split up my family. That's not something. You don't get married to get divorced, and then you want to stay a family. But life happens, and then as a mom, you do have that guilt, and navigating through that, as long as your priorities are in the right place, your kids do understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maheep, to be honest, it takes a lot of guts to be this blunt and be vocal about things like you have always done, in all the seasons so far. You've been so unapologetic about, how you are, how you feel about your family. You've been so protective and fiercely protective. Uh, has it been difficult? Because I'll tell you why. Because this kind of personality often gets misunderstood, Maheep. And I have seen you being misunderstood, not in the show, but in real life as well. Uh, Tell me, how do you reflect, and how has this journey been for you?
I've said it in many, many interviews. For me, my main thing is, and I cannot stand it, is being misunderstood. I hate screaming that I didn't mean it like that, But yeah, having said that, thank you for saying that it takes guts. But I'm not doing it purposely. This is me as a person. I am like this. But I've just owned it, in the sense that I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be vulnerable about this and hold back, because I think I've got a lot of love. I think a lot of people like you are appreciating it. So I think there are many women out there, many people out there who get me, and I think that's the majority. And I'd like to take that majority and own it. And I can't change for anything or anyone. Like they say, I can't dull my shine or be less for somebody who doesn't get me. It's really just too bad, to tell you honestly.
Right. So guys, this season was also about Fabulous Lives versus Bollywood Wives. We saw some Dilli Ki Billis also in this season. I want to ask you guys, who was your favorite Dilli Ki Billi, and why? Why?
I can't pinpoint.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt. Shrishti, do you know that I'm there?
No, I couldn't see you, Neelam. I couldn't see you. That's why. No, I could only see Maheep, Bhavana, and Seema. That's why I got so confused. I was like, where is Neelam?
I was wondering.
No, I'm so sorry. I didn't do it like purposely. Where was I? Yeah, so I was asking about favorite Dilli Ki Billi. Maheep.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I don't have a favorite. These three are very, very unique. I've known Ridhima for years now. That she's a family friend, and Shalini also I know socially and whatever. Even Kalyani, they all are very unique, strong personalities, and they bring their A game to the show. And I enjoyed all of them, to tell you honestly.
Okay. Neelam, your favorite Dilli Ki Billi?
Like exactly what Maheep said. I mean, each one has their distinct personalities. Do I have a favorite? No. They're all sort of the same for me. And like Seema has her distinct personality. Kalyani, went through highs and lows during the show. And Shalini is somebody that is unique, so do I have a special favorite? No, they're all great, and they've all come across amazing on the show.
Right. Neelam, now that you are here finally on my screen and I can see you, I really want to ask you, as someone who has seen such heights of superstardom, Neelam, and taken a break from the industry and then again, returned to the spotlight and how. Uh, Tell me, was this comeback a bit difficult for you? And also, when you reflect the difficult times that you have been through, have you finally made peace with them? Or, I mean, do they still haunt you?
I mean, the many questions that you've asked me. So I'll
Yeah.
take the first part. I mean, coming back and facing the camera in the beginning was very, very difficult for me because, people had seen me on screen like 25 years back. And I was very conscious of the fact that, yes, I have become older. And my biggest fear and my insecurity was, how am I looking? Will people accept me? I've aged as well.
Mhm.
So I was very insecure about that. I wasn't sure whether audiences, how they would take to me. And answer to your second question, yes, of course, I've dealt with whatever highs and lows I've had in life. It's not been easy, but yeah, I think women who, overcome certain situations always become, more stronger and a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the last few questions. Seema, to you. We recently saw the entire Khan family coming together for Malaika, and everybody on the internet was all heart for them. For showing the solidarity, and we also saw Nirvan. Everyone was there. Were you moved by that gesture? What do you have to say?
100%. I mean, they're rocks. When it comes to a crisis, when it comes to if you need anything, they're all there. That's what makes them this family they are.
Yeah, right. Ladies, what can we expect from the next season, from season 4? If you guys can, tell us in few lines.
We're just recovering from season 3.
No,
Hopefully there is a season 4.
we want the new season. I completed the season 3 at just one go. I think in some 5-6 hours. Like
Wow.
on one Saturday, I completed the entire season. I was like, where are the more? I mean, I want more episodes because it just ended on such a cliffhanger. I mean, I was like, oh God, I want more. So, but still, when can we expect the new season? If you guys can give us a little hint.
I think you should ask him next time.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
our fingers crossed.
We have our fingers crossed, but we can't answer that question.
No clue.
Okay, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much,
Thank
guys.
you.
My time is over. I wish I could talk to you guys more, but Netflix has given me only this much time. All the best for the new season. I mean, for the upcoming season, and congratulations on the success of yet another season of Fabulous
Thank
Life.